All right, it's time for me to be brutally honest. There are things that people just don't like about Laguna Niguel. Now, when I moved here 30 plus years ago, I came from West Los Angeles. I grew up in two communities, Beverly Hills, don't judge me, and Bel Air, please don't judge me. When I wanted to get married, raise a family, I decided to move to Orange County, California, specifically Laguna Niguel, for a lot of good reasons. But having now lived here for 30 years, I can tell you there are things about Laguna Niguel that I and others don't like. Maybe hate is a strong word, but there are some things that people hate about Laguna Niguel or don't like about Laguna Niguel. Do you want to know what they are? Stay tuned. I'm going to tell you. All right, number one, we have no seasons. My wife loves the seasons. She loves New England. She likes the rain. She likes the cold. She likes snow. We don't have very much of any of that. Our weather ranges from about the mid 60s to the mid 70s. Now, we do have some warm days during June, July, August. During the summer months, it could get up into certainly the 80s, 90s, and we have a couple, 3 days of 100-degree weather in Laguna Niguel, although not very many. And our evening temperatures range from about the mid 40s to the mid 50s. So it's pretty boring when it comes to weather. Mid 60s to mid 70s, lows mid 40s to mid 50s, not very seasonal. Is there some good in this? Yeah. We have pretty nice weather year round. We don't have a tremendous amount of rain. We never ever have snow. It's not very windy. We do have a nice coastal breeze and coastal climate most of the year, although summer months can get a little warm. Yes, it does get down into the 40s every once in a while, daytime highs or early morning temperatures. I'm an avid cyclist. I ride with a group of about 25, 30 guys pretty regularly, 3 times a week, and we start at 7 o'clock. Well, there are some mornings that I will tell you it is in the upper 30s, 38, 39, 40 degrees, 42, 44, and it does warm up to the warm 50s sometimes during the year in the winter months. So we do have some cold temperatures, we do have some warm temperatures, but honest to goodness, in the majority of the days, it's between mid 60s and mid 70s and not too chilly at night. That's number one, weather. Weather sucks. Weather's good. Either way, you be the judge. I'm just here to tell you the truth. All right, number 2 and number 3 combined because they're very closely related. Number 2 is we have no nightlife. Number 3 is we don't have any restaurants. Let me explain. The unofficial closing time for Laguna Niguel is somewhere around 7:30 to 8 o'clock. After those hours, hardly anything happens in the city of Laguna Niguel. It's very, very quiet. I actually Googled nightlife in Laguna Niguel, and it took me to a Yelp landing page for restaurants. And guess how many Laguna Niguel restaurants came up for the search of nightlife in Laguna Niguel? 0. All of the restaurant listings were in surrounding cities. Dana Point, Newport Beach, Laguna Beach, Irvine, Mission Viejo, San Clemente. Everything around us was populated with restaurants. So let me jump to restaurants. We have very few good restaurants in Laguna Niguel. We have a lot of fast food and a lot of mediocre in the middle kind of, it's okay. But we really only have, in my estimation, we have 2 new good restaurants. Other than that, you'd be hard pressed to find fine dining and good restaurant. Even if it's medium priced, we really don't have very many good restaurants in either of those ranges, either fine dining or medium priced restaurants. Around us, we have a lot of choices in the cities that I just mentioned. Let me come back to Laguna Niguel. One of the best new restaurants is Calo, C-A-L-O. They actually have 2 locations, one in El Segundo and one here in Laguna Niguel. It is excellent Mexican food. Very, very good. They also are related in ownership to Carmelitas, which have a couple of locations around us, not in Laguna Niguel, you guessed that. They have one in Rancho Santa Margarita, inland, about 20 minutes. They have one in Dana Point, just west of us on the coast. They have one in Laguna Beach, but they don't have any Carmelitas in Laguna Niguel, to my point. Calo's, though, owned by the same people, in my opinion, a step up from Carmelitas, better food, and big bar, very, very busy. I believe they're even open till 11 p.m. And that would be the place to go to Mexican food, open late, and there is that nightlife there. The other recommendation is Bottega Angelina. It is a very upscale Italian restaurant. They took over from a failed restaurant location. So the location was great, but that other restaurant just didn't make it. Rumored to be that Bottega Angelina spent $7.5 million on restoration of this restaurant that used to be to open the new Bottega Angelina. It is beautiful, absolutely stunning inside. It's on par with the nicest Las Vegas restaurant you've ever walked into. It is stunning. They have a pizza bar, they have a very large traditional bar, and it's very, very busy. If you walk in on a Friday or Saturday night without a reservation, you will probably not be able to get a table. You can do a walk-in at the pizza bar. They have an imported Italian pizza oven, and they serve very good pizza. So that would be my recommendation for upscale Italian restaurant. Upscale Mexican is Calo. Those are the only two within the city. When my wife and I get dressed to go out, I shared with you that I grew up in West LA. So coming from West LA, no shortage of restaurants there, correct? Okay, abundant restaurants in Los Angeles. We just don't have that here. So when we get ready to go out, we want a nice meal, we want to stay close. It's either Calo or Bottega Angelina, Mexican or Italian. So those are the two drawbacks. Very quiet, no nightlife, lack of restaurants, but they're all close by. Just one city away in almost any direction except west. Don't go west, you have to go to Catalina in order to hit land. All right, number 4, last one, no place to shop. I hear a lot or frequently that there's a lack of shopping in the city of Laguna Niguel. Truth be known is we don't have any major malls and we don't have any large scale shopping centers. And unfortunately, a lot of the majors are not located within the city of Laguna Niguel. For Commerce, our typical shopping center is small neighborhood centers. There's a couple medium-sized centers in the city of Laguna Niguel, but again, large-scale shopping just doesn't exist or struggles to exist in Laguna Niguel. They opened a Bed Bath & Beyond many years ago, and they recently closed that location. They couldn't make it. For whatever reason, they couldn't make it. So there is a little bit of a lack of shopping in the city of Laguna Niguel for big stores, big box stores. You don't have a Best Buy. You're not going to find large scale stores. About the only one store that we do have large scale is a Home Depot. And our claim to fame is we are one of the few cities that have 2 Costco locations. We actually have 2 Costcos in the city of Laguna Niguel, and that's it for shopping. There's nothing else. All small boutique type stores. Very nice stores, tend to be a little upscale feeling. So from that perspective, it's a nice place to shop. But if you're looking for large shopping centers, you have to drive. Mission Viejo, San Clemente, Irvine for sure, and Newport Beach. So those are the destination cities, all within 20 minutes drive, but that's where you're going to find the large scale shopping that we seem to have a lack of here in Laguna Niguel. So these seem to be the 4 major areas that people have some comments about in terms of what Laguna Niguel lacks: the weather, the seasonality of weather, restaurants and a nightlife, and large scale shopping. Those are the 4 big ones. I've lived here 30 years. It's all able to be overcome by traveling just a few minutes outside the city in almost any direction. So it's never been a challenge to me, but those are the honest things that I hear and am aware of for the downside of living in Laguna Niguel. I think hate is a very strong word. I don't think anybody hates that about Laguna Niguel. It was a catchy title, but I don't think it's true. But those are the things that people seem to struggle with just a little bit in Laguna Niguel. My personal opinion, if I can help you with your real estate or be a source of information for you, I'd love to help. Randy Orr with Berkshire Hathaway, changing lives one home at a time. Please subscribe, please like, please comment. I love hearing back from you about your thoughts on my videos. Again, Randy Orr with Berkshire Hathaway. Let me know how I can help.